Ever notice that hash browns are just so much better at a restaurant than what you can whip up at home? Turns out there are a few reasons why. Are you wondering how diners perfectly fry up one crispy hash brown after another? There is an essential step that must be taken before the potato even hits the pan.
My Band-Aid fell into the hash browns.
If you're used to grating potatoes and then simply frying them in hot oil, your spuds aren't living up to their full potential. The trick is to rinse the grated potato in cold water several times. This removes the starch, and once the water turns cloudy, you'll know they are ready. You might be under the impression that starchy potatoes create a stiffer, more structurally sound hash brown. However, it actually has the opposite effect when frying. A good tip is to grate your potatoes straight into a water bowl. That way, there's no time for the vegetable to oxidize and change color. You need to dry them out after rinsing too, and one of the best ways is to fold them up in a tea towel to absorb any moisture. Lay them on a dry tea towel, lift them, and let them fall to get more air circulating. Leave them for 10 minutes so they aren't soggy when you add them to your hot pan. Fast food places serve up their own versions of hash browns and often create interesting breakfast orders with them. However, there's nothing new about serving potatoes with the day's first meal, and classic crunchy hash browns always taste better at your traditional mom-and-pop style diners. Hot potato sides and other breakfast goodies are often crisped on a big griddle. It's not the ingredients that make them so darn good, but how you cook them that counts. And creating a crunchy brown exterior without drying out the interior is sure to please. To recreate this breakfast plate winner at home, fry your potatoes in a cast iron skillet. The key is getting your pan nice and hot and squeezing your grated potatoes out. To achieve that flat diner-style hash brown, simply shape and flatten it down with your hands before putting it in the pan. Once they are sizzling, use a spatula to press them down so that they turn a lovely golden color without falling apart. You should be able to flip them in the pan without separating the potato pieces. You'll know they are ready when they feel solid and look crispy and golden. If you're wondering why diner hash browns taste so delicious, that's because they often don't hold back on using a good amount of oil and butter. In fact, aside from a potato, these are the only ingredients you need. Add at least a couple of tablespoons of vegetable oil to a frying pan on medium-high heat, a good dollop of butter, and then cover the base of the skillet with the dried-out grated potato. This can look like a lot of oil for today's modern home chefs, but you need this much to get that restaurant-style crispy golden texture. You don't want your hash brown to stick to the pan either. A good tip is to cover the pan so that the potatoes cook while they are browning, then leave them alone before flipping. It's early in the morning, and as the day breaks, all you need is a breakfast on the go that's tasty and filling. Sometimes nothing will satisfy quite like a McDonald's breakfast, with a menu that doesn't seem to have changed in decades. Whether you like a sausage and egg McMuffin sandwich or bacon and egg with a cup of coffee, you can't beat the crispy, greasy bite of Mickey D's hash browns served in cute little sleeves. Back in the day, McDonald's hash browns were fried in beef tallow to give them a super tasty flavor. However, this created a side that was high in saturated fat. Fast forward to today, the 140-calorie hash browns from the fast food giant contain a single gram of saturated fats. The potato snack and the fries are still fried in oil with beef flavoring before they're frozen and sent to restaurants. But that beefy essence no longer comes from rendered fat. In fact, it doesn't come from meat at all. The savory taste comes from hydrolyzed ingredients, which include milk and wheat. In 2021, a mashed poll revealed that over 39% rated McDonald's hash browns above 5 other popular fast food versions, so they must be doing something right. McDonald's hash browns are a breakfast staple. Crispy on the outside, soft on the inside, a little greasy without being soggy, and a solid, savory taste to boot. Compared to the softness of a McMuffin bun, sausage patty, and perfectly round eggs, the hash browns from the famed Golden Arches are a welcome crunch that wakes the senses in the morning. So what gives them their unique taste and texture? It could be what they do with the potatoes. After making sure the spuds aren't marked in any way, they're cut up into lengths. And then, an important step that you won't see in all hash brown recipes comes next. The potato pieces are blanched. This trick can be used with fries to make them extra crispy, which could explain what makes the hash browns so good. After being in boiling water for several minutes, the potatoes are cut up and seasoned, with corn flour and potato flour added. Next, they're shaped into individual servings, fried and frozen.
McDonald's hash browns may be a little funny looking, but they sure taste great with your favorite breakfast.
Daily Meal ranks Dunkin' Donuts hash browns 6th out of 14 different fast food variations of the breakfast favorite. It was noted that what makes this restaurant chain's version stand out is the flavor. Although the star of any hash brown has to be potato, Dunkin's are noticeably flavorsome because of the herby seasonings included in the recipe. Sage and parsley are added to the mix, and garlic also gives the taste an umami boost. Many hash browns are celebrated for being super crunchy with a softer middle. It's that perfect contrast that makes all the difference. However, the little Dunkin' hash brown discs are loved for being deliciously soft and a little squishy rather than hard and crunchy. Of course, you may adore the taste and size, but not the softness. If that's the case, then there's nothing stopping you from ordering them a little more well done next time you're stopping off at the chain. With a menu full of American-style Mexican foods, it's not a huge surprise that Del Taco serves hash browns. However, given that they don't focus on traditional dishes from across the US, it's also unsurprising that the hash browns are pretty different. For starters, they're not flat and round. One fan on Reddit described them by stating, "They're sort of like long rectangular tater tots, but they're always cooked to the right amount of crunch." What makes them stand out is the fact that they're shaped like sticks, and you get 5 sticks per 230-calorie portion. The shape makes them perfect for dipping into the many different sauces found at Del Taco. You might want to try dipping them in ketchup mixed with hot sauce to add a little heat to the morning. They are also a good shape and size for adding to wraps and sandwiches. You can find them featured in the chain's breakfast toasted wrap, which offers a choice of egg and cheese, bacon, or carne asada steak. In this item, hash brown sticks are added to a warm tortilla with scrambled egg, cheddar cheese, and pico de gallo. The restaurant's salsa casera brings some tang too, providing an overall combination of flavors that is incredible. If you only associate Chick-fil-A with chicken sandwiches and tenders, you might also want to consider trying their hash browns. The small round snacks can be ordered with bacon, scrambled egg, and cheese between breakfast biscuits. The size and shape of the Chick-fil-A hash browns make them ideal for dipping too. They are crunchy on the outside with enough inner potato fluff to make them irresistible. This all adds to the taste sensation, as does the fact that they are cooked in canola oil, giving the 270-calorie side a crispy finish without overpowering the flavor. Because of this, you can taste the potato medallions in all their glory. Have you ever bitten into a thick hash brown that's too greasy for breakfast? What's super different about the Jack-in-the-Box hash browns is that they are deliciously thin. While this might remove some of that inner potato softness, the flat shape may appeal if you pair it with a substantial breakfast sandwich or wrap. You can also dip them in ketchup or a mustard sauce for some classic flavors. If you are running late on the weekend, you might struggle to make it to a restaurant for hash browns in time. But with Jack-in-the-Box, you can sleep in because the chain's all-day breakfast menu allows you to grab hash browns whenever you like. They can also be ordered as part of a massive platter with bacon, sausage, scrambled eggs, and French toast with syrup. A serving of hash browns contains 190 calories with 13 grams of fat made up of a gram of saturated fats.
These are big guys and they need a big breakfast.
If you like toppings on hash browns, then the square, plank-like shape of this fast food joint's offering is ideal. For example, the contrast between a crisp potato base and a softly poached egg with hollandaise sauce is simply divine. Who says a hash brown has to be served up fried on a plate? It can also be turned into a creamy casserole that's crunchy on top. This is one of Cracker Barrel's signature dishes, and they make it with onions, cheese, and frozen hash browns. In 2021, Cracker Barrel delighted breakfast fans with a bacon and egg hash brown casserole. This dish is made with hickory smoked bacon, Colby cheese, and scrambled eggs, added to griddled hash browns. Served with buttermilk biscuits, this item is garnished with green onions, tomatoes, and fried onions. The country-style restaurant also serves loaded hash brown casserole tots with bacon and cheese.